Barris, I think, seeing through IT. We've got the Monty starting to ask a couple of questions, but no support's come on through yet. Flash comes over. Oh, no! It was a friendly pass, but they still walk away with 2 kills. Tim, that could have been catastrophic for Weibo, but no. They walk away with 2 kills.
To try and force their way in. That was the kill that they needed. Dafo taking down, gave them the space to start a plant. If
those air jabs to protect them. We go rounding down for 1, but it's Perez to find the first kill. That they need just as the track comes through onto Dafo. Still a lot of problems here for Weibo to worry about. They could get very much stabbed in the back by the 2 players that are running around now on the first and second floor in Dark and Perez. There's one done and removed. Reaps getting the kill needed.
yeah, this could certainly.
To his right-hand side, we're into the last 20, and that plant is going down. Only having that 1 smoke on side simply wasn't enough, and it wasn't properly placed, Tim. Diffuser finished, and now Weibo are the ones in control, unless Dafo can go nuclear. 2 kills brings it down to a 3 versus 1, as Dash contributes as well. Reaps has found one that's round him, but he needs the lot. Uncharacteristically missing a crucial shot there, missing a few, in fact, gets away with 1, gets away with 2. He's only got to win the 1 versus 1 onto Perez, who's now rounding onto him. As long as he can waste time here, Tim, he can still win the round.
He just dips himself back away to control, knows where the challenge is going to come from. Didn't want to take the fight too aggressively. Perez wins it out and has plenty of time to drop down.
And ultimately found himself down just outside the map. Wasn't such a pretty case for them. Potentially a freebie coming in as Dash exposes himself. Somewhat needlessly, you might say. I think he was looking towards the C4, but Weibo learnt that.
Again, it's not really by game, it's by the teams that are going to qualify. I don't think I had either of these 2 qualifying, if I remember rightly. Nux.
Now look,
if you're going to take anybody out of the round off your own team, don't take Perez. Dark does manage to get onto the flank, finds Turd, takes him down. That leaves this Monty in a bad spot here.
Yeah. Oh, Dark, so casual. On for a 3 in the round. Only Ape left, and he himself has got to now pick up a 3 in the round. Diffuser's down, though. This is the problem, Tim. This is a lot of recovery for him to be able to get going. That air jab surely will go off if the Azami swings in here. No! Just a little bit too deep. Dart makes it a 4K. And just like we saw in our game here yesterday, Tim.
But then, so to qualify today, I've got DarkZero G2. That floor opened up, and it gives them the opportunity to plant Pillar later on, whilst Bandit is able to play in there. There's absolutely no chance. Hoven goes in, takes down Dash with a big entry.
Yeah, Hoven had a wonderful game the other day when we were casting 2. RP into another. There's Reaps, the player that I said I need to see more from. This could turn into a team ace here, Tim. Perez left all alone. It would have been Speakeasy to find the kill to see it over the line, but it's a 4 versus 1. And Weibo, well, there you go, Tim. Team ace. Every player getting a single kill in that round.
This is what point proven.
Lock in, Tim. Come on, stop being distracted.
2-2. We are and still 5 versus 5. Turd's going to take a little bit of damage as he just walks straight into sight. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Takes down Nux. 5 versus 4, and they know that they've got a problem.
Whoa.
The call is coming from inside the house right now. Turd manages to get another, taking down Dash, but Perez is there, as Perez always is, to fight back, to find kills, supported by Dafo. 3 versus 3, and that put
next. Here we go. The step on forward from Reese. He's got the right idea. The player off towards his left. Needs to be able to pick him off here. It's Dafo, I think, that's tucked in, and here we go. Perez on the round, gets 1, not quite the second. Hoven going dangerously low, though, as the swing came in from the other side. We're into the last 20, though, Tim. As Hoven now hits the deck, Speakeasy has got to go big.
Yeah, could have been a real misstep by Perez there, but his team have backed him up and got those kills. Diffuser being watched from above. No chance that he wins that. Dark manages to take him down, and that is going to be... Loss is playing out on the catwalk. Speakeasy with the shield could get up there quite easily, but they're not really focusing too much on somebody walking into sight. Turd goes in, finds 1. He's already done this. He was punished last time. Is he going to be punished again? Yes, he is.
He will, and it's Nuts getting his first kill of the game. Whee! I think that's one call not available, though, for Weibo. Goes down with Turd, who for the second round in a row, as you say, Tim, has waddled in towards sight, brought down a player. At least so far, nicely recovered. Sees a freebie on a lie down there, and a C4 comes through. Speakeasy now on 1 HP, and that smoke, so close to seeing him finished off, but no, he stays standing for now.
Yeah, some proper I'm in sight boys comms coming out of Turd so far in this game. We've all been there, but it just really hasn't paid off in the last couple of rounds. Reaps is going to make a hole in that wall, and it only serves, as we always say, to work both ways. Taken down by Dark Perez onto Reaps, 4 versus 1 now, and it looks like it's going to be a 4-2 split for Los, which is going to suit them down to the ground on the defense.
They'll be very, very happy with this for sure. This has been a very weird half overall, I think. Yeah, at times, as we've seen players on the side of Weibo parts of the map, we'll see how it develops. But the bands are going to start out.
The party or not, they will do this time because it's going to be Bandit. Thorn in their side.
C4, C4, C4. I'm please used to C4. Yeah, as I see, there's a guy there. Just throw it. Oh, he's already stepped away now. It's too late. Only a few seconds earlier. At least he gets the kill, Tim. I really thought then Dash had him dead to rights for a moment, but as Speakeasy finds that kill, Daffo carries on with what's proving to be a great game for him. Nux getting that diffuser down, but a C4 from Ape finds 2. That's one way to keep this game going. 15 seconds left, Tim, and there's only one downstairs on site. It's Ape to hold off against Dark and Daffo.
Yeah, I think Ape's probably just won the round for them there because Speakeasy's been able to move across and take the hatch.
Massive.
That was a brilliant nitro coming in from Ape there. Solid defense from Weibo. They was electrical, and Weibo are fully aware of that right now.
Long angle's ready. I mean, with that wall being opened up, this is the crucial one for the attackers. They've got so much of an opportunity to get themselves in behind pillar for a plant, which is a different attack to what we're used to seeing. Good flash comes over, a good opportunity for Daffo to step in and collect a kill. It's a 5 versus 2. It feels like Los will be able to get this one done. Nux being tagged up, but it doesn't matter. Hasn't even got time to get the plant down. It's a flawless round for Los. And also making sure you've got the Thatcher here to be able to deal with any of those C4s that might come out is always going to help. And here we go, the run on through is in. Plant's going down, but the Wardens managed to come away with the kill there. Hoven holding off 1. Plant now being cancelled as Nux realises they need to win gunfights. And Hoven, through the fire and the flames, he carries on, Tim. He's got himself 2.
Yeah, he knows that he doesn't need to get 2 because there's only 3 of the lineup left. You know, it's going to be these 3 to try and get something done. Speakeasy nearly loses his life, but it's actually going to be Perez to take down Turd. That's the Azami off the board. 40 seconds there. They've got time to work with.
They've rotated themselves around, but no diffuser is the main problem, and now they've just completely collapsed as they've stepped on forward, Tim. It looked like an almost moment to recover, but without the diffuser, I think they were always battling an uphill battle.
But it will certainly be acceptable. Bans come out.
They need, and now it's going to be a retake coming in for Weibo.
It's going to have to be because this plant is almost certainly going to be successful if Nux gets onto it, which he does. I think he was maybe just a bit slow on the uptake there because they've given them the opportunity to get back. Los, they made the decision, they made the choice to get down there whilst there was nobody there, but they haven't really taken full advantage of that. They now find themselves in a 2v3.
Oh, boys. That is a bottle and a half.
It's a missed opportunity from Los.
I'm sorry. Angles at the same time. IT and Warehouse always the go-to, but also having a player pushing in here from Connector. Not a bad spot either. However, it's Speakeasy getting rid of the shield. Like, how are we losing the shield, boys?
Tried to get aggressive into Aqua. That's what they were trying for. Kill after kill comes in. Weibo shut them down in a heartbeat. But yeah, the whole push there was we've spread ourselves out.
Vertical holds to the cover above, which means Los really need to get in and get control of this top floor. Turd looking off towards the wrong direction, unfortunately, as Perez gets the kill. The Yokai drone a little bit late on the assist there.
Advantage Los then, 5 versus 4. And just having a look across, we can see still Reaps and Hoven and Speakeasy all holding up above. They do not want to give up this vertical. Going to continue to challenge him. Maybe they're going to wish that they had given it up. Perez finds another. I said that they would need a big game from Perez, and he starts to deliver. 15 and 8, 3 in this round. If Perez is activated, Los always have a chance. And it looks like this is only heading in one direction. His teammates step back, and they just watch his glory unfold as Perez hits them for an ace. See if he can catch anybody out at pillar. In go the bees. That's just going to give him maybe a little bit of freedom to move across and take some ground. He's not actually going to do so, though. I think they were hoping maybe to try and get somebody caught out. Perez does manage to find Reaps, takes out the Kiba barricade as well, but time is going to be the big problem, Des. 20 seconds left to go. Nux has diffuser in hand, but he's on catwalk, and I'm not really sure where the avenue is to get into sight and put a plant down.
He's got to do it all by himself, it feels here, but no, up the back comes Hoven, the 3K in the round, Nux falls, all the fire in back pocket going with him. Perez, the hero of the moment, also gone. Turd for the close. They've won again, Tim, and on the flank this time round. freebies, opening up the soft wall here to give themselves that plant angle. Now it all comes down to Los, but I've really got to see the rest of Weibo here give some support to Ape. He can't get this plant down as it stands unless they get a couple of kills. Nux going 2-10 here, not a great game for him overall. It leaves only 4 standing for Los.
Turd just holding a tight angle through there. Is he going to be able to hold the cover? Ape goes for it. Nitro comes out. It's big from Dafo. Perez manages to find Speakeasy. It looked like it was stacked against Los, but they have fought their way back into this and are now 4 versus 3. Weibo scrambling. 24 seconds left to go.
They might still be able to get away with this though. Reaps into one more as Turd hits the deck. Hoven into a secondary is again. This man will not be stopped. 2v2. Rounding the corner. Dash with a big couple of kills here. His 4th and 5th of the game. Reap's going to try and stick this one to see it all the way through. No one pushing him in just yet, but there should be a drop. Off they come towards the side. He will finish this. Guns up, but he's got to win out both. One at close range. He won't get it, Tim. You can say the line.
We're going all the way to 15. There's Los and not ready to give up Nighthaven.
To go, Tim, but as of yet, haven't stepped in. Speakeasy has done that. Of course, there's no track on towards him, but he is going to get flashed out to the high heavens here. A C4 comes over. Nuts goes low, but not quite finished off. Reaps getting rid of Dafo, and Nuts comes off the plant. There is support from behind from Dash. This is looking good for Los.
Nux tries to relocate inside a site, but he gets cut down. That's Diffuser cold. 3 versus 2 now as Hoven manages to find Dash. Continues to go big in this game. 17-8 and still counting. 3 versus 2. Dark and Perez. If you're going to leave it up to anybody to rescue this, surely those two can. Reaps manages to cut down the main man. Turd onto Dark, and it's going to be Weibo taking map 1.
Well, that felt like a golden chance there for Los. Here, but the first ones to go through will be Kaid and Ying, Tim. So
you're in a position whereby you're just forced out by the sheer volume of utility that can...
Lightly. We've got Hoven hanging around at the bottom of Visa Stairs too, as you can see here. Like it's a challenge, and Dark, well, he'll get his first engagement far earlier than maybe anticipated. That's a bit of a freebie.
Yeah, that's really good because, like I said, they were worried about where those tracks were going to be going. They wanted to clear the Deimos out, and not only have you failed in doing that, you've also lost the body along with it as well. We've got Ape down there, so much so they're committing here to sending a second one down. I think that they are aware, but the Razor Bloom just coming in clutch there and keeping Ape alive. He manages to get the kill. Speakeasy won with the LMG onto Dash. 3 versus 3.
All right, I mean, Speakeasy can stall out forever here as well, and as Nux steps in through the breach, very much alone. He pays the price. A bit of a solo operator in that moment, Tim. A bit of a silly death to take, admittedly, and now that leaves the team in a 2 versus 3. But, Tim, while Dafo and Perez stay standing, the 2 best players for this team, nothing is impossible.
There's actually an opportunity for Perez to put the diffuser down here. He's got himself into the default spot inside of meeting door, but he decides he wants to take the fights instead. I don't think Dafo was in the best position to be able to cover, but no, he is actually now going to try and put that diffuser down. Dafo's got Ape covered here as he comes around the door. Now turns onto the cross, can dip away and play the post plant. This is brilliant stuff from the 2 Lost players.
Yeah, great cover from Dafo on the flank, and Perez has just very, very confidently strolled in towards meeting, got the diffuser down, and Turd, try as he might, can't do it against Perez.
He's about a 20-meter range, so should be able to keep tabs on the pulse without giving too much away. Plant is actually going to be going down, so Nux has gone in and got himself by Pillar, but we're going to have an immediate response there as the diffuser is reclaimed. I'm just wondering, I'm wondering how long that smoke is going to last. He gets hit by the Yokai drone as well, which prevents him planting. There's all sorts of problems for Los here that they're just not solving. You cannot just keep trying to throw this down. Didn't deal with Nitros, didn't deal with the Yokai drones. 2 versus 3, Weibo, 15 seconds to hold on.
Yeah, more than enough time here, I think, for them to just hold out and just say, cool, you guys can try and run into us if you like, but the force errors are now going to start arriving. Shotgun at the ready, finds one, almost gets a second. Dark gets at least one back, but there's only 5 seconds on the clock. Not that it matters, as Turd has got the final kill. Weibo was on the first floor. Turd doing Turd things here, potentially. A spawn peek coming on through, and he gets rid of Perez. Couldn't ask for a better guy to catch.
Yeah, big.
I'm just very nervous about this hit because Nux is the one at the tip of the spear.
Yeah, he's going to... drops a smoke at top yellow, I think, maybe as a little bit of bait. Well, We've got some great shield players here at the major. I'm just
Nux
not
is
sure.
not one of them.
I'm just not sure Nux is one of them. Like you said, I don't want to be horrible or overly critical, but we got to say what we see. Hoven with a really.
What I'll give is Nux has done the right thing though in there. He's gone in, flashed, and gone for the challenge with the pistol. Being challenged here on the vigil. One to the window off towards his right, but that nade's going to force him to move, and he still finds the man, dodges away from the nade, gets away with his life, and a freebie. What a start.
And by contrast to that, to look at the other side, forced back a little bit deeper, he's going to play that classic position in behind the vending machine. They should know that he's there, but it doesn't matter when he's going to one-tap you with a Boss G. Sit down, Dark.
So we're playing ranked. Hoven's been doing basically everything by himself so far. He's always had a bit of support from his teammates to make sure his backside is safe, but he's got 2 crucial kills and is now waiting for another. Does get the tag on towards Dash. Doesn't quite finish him off as Perez starts his reign of terror, but no. Shut down by Speakeasy. A 4v1 for Weibo. They're growing into this game, Tim, and I said it earlier on. I think we could have a 2-0 on the way. And we're
the lounge area is going to be the idea, but surely they're aware of this. They were knowing that he might come on the right. You see him! You see him! He's on your screen! He gets the kill! Can he find a second? Surely the comms have been there from...
I really feel they can't, because thinking back to Labs, the same thing happened. Hoven got a 2K coming up into Warehouse. He will make his move at some point. A spray coming on through. Nux going to finish this one off maybe. But once again, Tim, it's the same story. They have no answer to these C4s coming out. There's no glass on the other side, but there is a warden on the one, and they can get it all done. 2 kills fly on through. Perez left alone with 15 seconds on the clock. This one is over and done.
Yes, it's perfectly played by Weibo. Absolutely perfectly played. They've just forced them into a position where their entire best option to get that diffuser down is to plant inside a smoke. Historic record. But that being said, Lost fighting for their life. I don't know which way it's going to go for Lost. It kind of,
seeing that, I know exactly which way it's going.
This is exactly, it's feeding into my point. That's one. Lost, yes, should be better on defense, but I'm wondering, are they just rattled? Is the mental gone at this point? Are they going to fight tooth and nail to keep themselves in the tournament, or mentally are they already checked out? And that's what we're going to find out in the second half of this. Advantage Weibo then, 5 versus 4 as Weibo continue, to have a fantastic game here. Lost are being made to look amateur because of how good Weibo are playing. They are punishing them at every single turn here. Damage is just being taken everywhere. Nux is going to be taken down. This is too easy for Weibo.
Far, far too easy, I'm afraid. If you take your time to move, then Weibo will come to you. They've hit them on 3 different flanks, picked off 3 separate players. And Perez looks around, no allies anywhere near him. Hoven with the stern reminder, you guys actually have to play the game. 1 or 2 others may try and be aggressive off the back of it. Otherwise, a very passive play.
We've seen him banned personally, could be wrong, but certainly not in from Weibo. It's very much the same take as Lost were playing, really. They've got the Deimos underneath as well. Hoven's going to be looking to challenge. Dash has taken a bunch of damage along the way. Does get finished off as well by Hoven there. Great stuff. Nice entry for Weibo. 5 versus 4. Somebody on the side of Lost is going to have to make a move.
And try and make the move they will. It's Daffo to get 2. Speakeasy and Ape both fallen. The shield gone. The Capital fire and smoke also removed. That's wonderful. Reaps also being picked off. And Hoven and Turd might be 2 of our top fraggers on the team here, but this is quite a tall order. Again, being reminded that clash is still online.
Yeah, 4 versus 2 is looking pretty good for Lost. As I said, what are we going to get out of them? That was the question I asked. What are we going to see? A team that crumbles or a team that puts its foot on the wall and pushes back?
Wow, look at this.
And right now, it looks like it is the latter. And I have a real setup. Nux just beside that vending machine. There's nothing that they can do to deal with this clash. And as they try to feed in, Perez gets the first. The continued challenge is there. Turd manages to pick up 1. Going to be nothing more than consolation as Daffo closes out the round. 3.
Just go direct towards site itself.
Ooh. Bit of damage taken from Speakeasy, but he is able to continue his journey, pushing forward. Just going to put a smoke canister out there, but it is dealt with. Perez, Dash, they get 1 apiece. Perez makes it 2. And I'll tell you what, Weibo were expecting passive. It is absolutely the opposite of what they're getting. This is up on the top floor that all these kills are coming. This is a basement site, Des. All over the map, Lost are peeking and punishing them. And they have definitely passive from Lost. I think they've actually been on the front foot here, taking the fight to Weibo. And maybe they've not. There you go. Perfect. Thank you, Perez. Perfectly timed to prove my point. This is what has been happening repeatedly.
Carrying the level of dominance we saw back on the previous. Yellow Ping's there, but no, does it fall the right way? Yes, he does. Gets Dark, who I thought for a moment would escape it. The Yellow Ping just a little bit too shallow, but is able to course correct.
And still 3 players from Loss upstairs, unable to be cleared by Weibo.
He's ratted his way forward just ever so slightly and could get away with a freebie, but no, misses his shots. And now they're aware of him. He's also got to worry about what's going on above. Nux getting his first kill. Reaps, that really should have been a freebie for you. Instead, they hold on. They've got control of sight. They've got 2 players upstairs here. Daffo with a drive-by onto Uppe. It's a 3v2 once again for Loss, and Weibo again losing a bit of steam here, Tim.
Yep.
Neither of those phone calls really gave them anything in terms of map control or any kills.
This is something that we saw from Weibo when we last cast them, Des.
Yeah.
6-3 up, and they just kind of took their foot off the gas and missed the opportunity. This could be a big double, though. They need a hero play, and Turd could have just delivered. It's all up to Nux, Des. It's 1v2. If he turns this around, then I tell you what, all is forgiven.
Yeah, we can forgive the, 3 and 18 he's currently sat on.
All is forgiven if he gets this, Des. I will not hear a word said against him. If he locks this out and brings them back within 1, they know where he is. That's the first. 1v2 becomes a 1v1. He's running away. He knows that he just has to play the clock. Has he gone too far? I don't think so. He should be able to make it back in time. Nux with a 1v2. The hero that they needed. The utility, Candelas are launched, and this should be the opportunity to get the diffuser down. They have to react here, they will. The Shumiker canisters come out, the smoke canisters come out. Dark manages to find a kill with the Nitro. Nux has been downed along the way, but Turd taken out. That's the Glass and Ying off the board. This is almost certainly over for Weibo in this round. The diffuser is down cold, and they are effectively in a 3 versus 4. It's going to be tough to recover from here.
It was a nice idea. They've tried to use what would normally be a default plant spot as a bait. That's when they sent Turd in on the glass, stand in the smoke, and shoot them as they come around to C4 you. The idea was that Hobbin were going through the wall inside of A site and try and recover it for them. Now we're on light screen left on side. It's still something doable here, but no, the swing comes on through. Uppe into another. You'd like to think it's doable, Tim, but they're now entirely out of gadgetry, so I think this one may well go the way of Lost 2.
Yeah, it certainly looks that way. 2 versus 3. It's going to come down purely to kills. Going to have Hoven taken down. He was just a bit ahead of it there. There was an opportunity. If Uppe could have got that kill first 2.
Daffo really is just here to be able to provide fire when it does trying to go around to recover onto the diffuser. He ain't going to have enough time here, but we'll be able to get onto it. And now we'll play this merry dance. The fire should now start coming out from Daffo, and Uppe might just burn in the fire. Perfectly placed. There we go, Tim. Round over. Great patience being shown by Daffo and Perez there to see them
push on the back of this. 5 versus 4, 40 seconds left to go.
How the hell has Dark still managed to get in behind them
Daffo
here?
down.
He can be a real problem, and yep, we've seen the mirror fall. Dark almost being tagged out at the same time. Uppe onto Daffo, around finally coming together for the side of Weibo. They're in a 4v1, and Tim, it's that name again, who's left in a 1vx here. He's got a lot of work to do. It's the Monty off to his left, Hobbin from behind, one more from Yellow. There's no way he comes away from that one alive.
That's really, really tough start for Weibo to come back from now.
It's also the nades that you lose along with it. They're not exactly short on nades, and they've still got 3 more to work with in back pocket, but you can't really afford to be losing that. Speakeasy getting 1 more. This round's going pretty quick. In comes Hobbin off towards the side, and now in a spot to try and get this plant down. Smoke at his feet. And they've got in here and completely caught the other side off guard. Dark getting at least 1 back. It's a 3 versus 3, but it is a post-plant, Tim.
And they've got the glass. That is a big, big plus for them here. Speakeasy's just going to be holding those angles, but doesn't want to get too aggressive, doesn't want to give himself away. Hoven should now have shield back up. This is going to be a really tough retake for Loss, whether they've got the above or not, but they start it in the right way with a huge double. It is all up to Speakeasy. He's got to get aggressive. They're on the plan, and there you go. They're going to be going into overtime.
Another situation, Tim. They've got the diffuse.
Still very, very possible.
Oh, cheeky C4 ready from Dark here, and it comes over at the perfect time, just as Uppe repels in. It's a freebie. No doubt seen on one of those.
Provide the cover. Are they aware of Perez? That's going to be the big question.
Turd. Always in danger, and Perez was there waiting. Springs out at the opportune moment. 2, 3 kills fly on through. Hobbin, again, on this flank up spiral, Tim. This is the second time that he's done this, and yet again has got away. Plant is going down, but Dark is nearby enough that he can hear it going through. C4 comes up. Speakeasy does survive, but now is exposed to the angle from below. Hoven gets one as well, getting rid of Dark up close. But there we go. Dafo at range gets one. Hoven has got to go massive.
They were 2v1 on site at that point, and unfortunately, they just couldn't make it pay. Dafo gets the kill, and we continue a trend where nobody can attack on console.
When it comes down to the wire, both teams, no one wants to be that player that makes the silly mistake that cost your team the map, and it may well have been Hoven in this case. Caught out from the window, and it's that name again, Tim. It's Nux. Still trying, of course, get the hatches open as well, and still got 2 C4s to play through. The Yokais that are available, both of them still standing, I'm pretty sure. This could be heartbreaking for Los.
Moving down spiral stairs now with the diffuser in hand. 1 down though. Dash manages to find a kill. 2 versus 4 effectively, but 12 seconds left to go. Can Ape hold on here? He's the big one with the Yokai drone. He goes with the shotgun. He's getting no opportunity to use it. And Los take us through to a map 3 with a big win on Consulate. And you can see the effort it's taken and what. I don't want to call it the loser side of the bracket, but effectively the loser side. Eliminated, and we'll be packing their bags to leave Salt Lake City.
Towards his side. In fact, he's going out for a swing here, Tim, but not quite finding his man. Reaps has already got himself tucked away nice and safe. C4 up and over. Goodbye, Reaps.
Cannot allow that to happen. That is really nice aggression coming out of Dafo. If you're a Weibo fan, you're going to see that and start worrying. Dash manages to pick up Ape, but he gets the F2-6.
Comes up and gets the south corridor covered for him, then it's not particularly safe for him to move on forwards. Sure enough, now Speakeasy's there. He should be in a spot to start making a move. Hoven finding one more for himself too. Well, his first kill in the game. Of course, that's 34 kills throughout the series. Speakeasy at least spotting out 1, 2. Of course, there's only 2 left on side here, so as soon as they know where they are, and given the yellow ping coming through, they know exactly where they are, but it doesn't mean you can win the gunfights, Tim. Up he comes round the back, almost gets the 4th, but Perez, he hits the 2nd. Speakeasy now going in for the plant, recovers the trap. We're going to toss it out here to try and interrupt. Speakeasy's got to be so careful on his belly. It's like an Anderson drop shot from Mexico, Tim.
Absolutely beautiful. Right now, they know about the breach, but they don't know that they've got Snake stood on it. That might actually give them away because they will know within a range, but it doesn't matter. Look at what he does with the intel. Perez doesn't react. Dafo manages to get the trade. Nux onto Ape, brings them right back into it. 3 versus 2 as Reaps manages to find the trade. This is a bloodbath, Des.
Dark was trying to hit them on the flank, but I think he's just been a little bit unfortunate here because, as you've seen, Weibo took their foot off the brake. They went forward. They know that they're here, Tim, but they need to get control.
Yeah, I like this from Weibo at the minute. They have got them surrounded. They're applying a lot of pressure in different areas. Turd manages to find one. Shield taken down, but Hoven there for the trade. 4 versus 3. Again, that constant use of the Soliton radar. I think we may be going to see this banned out after this round. Los certainly suffering to it. Hoven going to push on to Dafo on the back of that information.
Oh, dear.
However, he nades himself. Oh, no.
Yeah, just as we were speaking about how powerful that Snake has been, turns out a bit too powerful even for himself. Off he goes with his own nade, down to a 3 versus 3. Angle being held, Nux getting one with the shotgun. Does he know? I think there's a second player coming in. Yes, there is. It's Turd. Doesn't know about the second one off at long range here, but if he can get him, suddenly this starts to open up to be very interesting. It's back and forth, Reaps into another, and now Dark is all alone.
Reaps very low health, no E1D scans left, so it is all going to be about Turd. Realistically, he gets picked up for free, and now Dark has just turned a 1v2 into a very winnable 1v1. Diffuser is down.
Instead, getting himself in with the plant in front of this mirror window. I thought Dark for a second was going to try and look for some vertical, but here comes Dark, rounding his way through. Now the plant's down, it's him who's got to go for the chase. One hell of a 1v1 breaking out. Tim and Dark's down to 1 HP. Reed's going to be kicking himself if he doesn't win this one out. Stepsaw once again, but now can back away. Last time around he was in a 1 versus 1, Tim. He overpeaked and lost the round for his team. Here, doesn't want to make the same mistake.
Reeps is just concerned about that doorway behind him, and he's right to be, because that's where Dark is thinking about pushing, but then he returns to the breach. And as I said, it's just this game of cat and mouse. The challenge comes in.
No!
And Dark somehow wins it. Hits his shot over the top of the bomb chassis. Beautiful stuff.
Shield back in round 1, and Dark pulling out a 1v2 here.
Canister to wear off, and Another one is going to be applied, and it's actually really smartly applied. It keeps that hard breach charge on ice. Happy manages to get 1 and 2. He's done it again, Des!
That second kill, where did that come from? Seemingly nowhere. Ape again quietly throughout this series, going about his business with the odd 2K here and there. A big opportunity now for Weibo to get it over the line, but has the damage been done time-wise, Tim? We're down to the last 35. They've got to get a move on. Hovered into another as Perez is finished off. Surely, Tim, they can't lose this now.
No, it doesn't look like they will do. Ape manages to pick up a third, taking down Dafo, so it's all up to Nux. However,
I think Observer crash.
I think we've got a... I don't know if it's player or observer. We will keep you up. He's able to create the space that he wants to as he pushes forward. Speakeasy gets aggressive. Turd does manage to create the space by finding the kill. Going to take down Dark, leaving us now in a 4 versus 3. Weibo continuing to problem solve really well here on Fortress.
Down.
Speakeasy
Calm
finding
down.
himself 2, taking down Nux and Dash. Make it a 3. Why not? We know Speakeasy's great with the shield. Goes in first, followed by the blitz as well. So this is very, very direct towards site.
Here we go. Be a bit of a rush coming in, Tim, as the juice gets hit. The cold comes out, and the shield is in. No one at range off towards their left, and in we go. Speakeasy carrying on where he left off with a kill. Smoke going in deep, and this could mean this diffuser goes down super early here, Tim.
There is an opportunity. He's got a little bit of space. I think he's just concerned about Dark out in Infirmary. He's the one holding them back. As soon as that kill goes in, I think you'll start to see the plant go down, but look at the health on the side of Weibo. Shoots out the nitro. It's essential. Still not an opportunity yet to go for the plant, but there it is. They can now hold them at bay with these long angles. Perez is on a bit of a flank though. He could be the one playing spoiler. Dash taken down. Turd knows that the man is coming from the other side, turns around and uses that LMG at its full capacity. There goes the second Finkerstim, just putting more HP on the bars, making things more difficult for the Thorn. This looks like it's going to be a 5-1 half for Weibo.
Those juices have saved Speakeasy a couple of times now in this game, but it's a 3 versus 1. Plants down. You've got a shield up, Tim. This one is over and done with. Only 10 seconds left to go, and Hoven's off towards his right-hand side in case he does try and push in. But Turd fancying himself here, not even bothering to reload up on the LMG. Thinks he can get it done with the pistol, but you ain't quite him yet, my guy. Round the corner he comes, and Hoven will get that closing kill. A 5-1 half. Weibo, Tim, they felt they said all that needed to be said. Feeling very confident, and then get this done.
And I know you're going to say, well, they were 5-1 up on console and it got broke.
Certainly not ideal. Another freeze comes on through. That wall may well just stay closed here, Tim. They've still got one more to to play with.
Yeah, Nux has gone in through the single door and he's planting instead. They are relying on the cover from that Mav breach. They're going to take out the Maestro Evil Eye, but there's the Nitro. They've done it time after time, Weibo, denying those plants, and they continue to do so. We hear the Alders sing as Weibo close out the round, and it is going to be 6-1 flawless round, and it looks real bad for Los right now, Des. Where the players are. We're going to have an early challenge here. Nade goes over the top, going to force the swing. Brilliant play. Well done. Dark manages to take him down, and that's Turd off the progress coming in from Los, and they can start thinking about heading in towards Games and Dorms. I think they're going to put a bit of pressure down past central stairs, but Hoven, as he has been so many times before.
Game planted. He knows what Hoven's trying to do, and he's just hoping to hold him, but they're going to have to go soon. They're down to 25 seconds. Oh, timing.
Beautiful aggression there from Hoven just at the right time. The Monty is isolated. Hoven recognises it. He knows this is his opportunity. He's just toying with him. Going to find the kill, and that is it. Speakeasy picks up the last. The celebrations will be there as Weibo survive another day. Commiserations for Los, who are eliminated from the